Hey, brothers and sisters, we are getting started. Trying to work out a couple of bugs. For some reason, never mind. You don't know. We get started. We get a few moments for people to join us online. Of course, you can catch us right now on Facebook, and you can catch us on Zoom, and you can catch us on on YouTube. Now, I know someone just tried to get in Zoom, and it looks like they may have had some complications. It took us a little longer uh, to uh, get things set up on Zoom. So I'm not sure what might be the challenges there, but we certainly welcome you to join us there. If you want to click onto the link is in the post that's on the page, on my page for this program, this episode of Soul Liberation Station. And so we'll just give a couple more seconds for folks to join in with us. I think everything is about as good as it's going to get. Again, you can join us on YouTube, and there is um, there's not a link, but a option for you to choose that into speak with us through YouTube. If you want to use that, that too is in the same post that invites you to join us on Zoom. And thank you for those of you who are with us on Facebook Live. Even right now, as we begin this wonderful episode of Soul Liberation Station, our second show here on the continent of Africa, in the country of Zimbabwe, in the city of Harare, and in the section of Catskill here in the Harare area. And we are going to go ahead and start. Just give it a few more seconds for others to join us. I want to say that my ventures and travels here have been so rich and fulfilling thus far, and I know it'll only get better. And I'm thankful for those of you who continue to keep me in prayer and continue to support this effort and our witness in so many different ways to make this a little bit more meaningful uh, and enriching for not just myself but for you also. So we're thankful for that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I first want to take a moment and every Friday afternoon. Now it's afternoon, of course, in America in Eastern time zone. So if you're in Chicago, if you're in New York, if you're in uh, Indianapolis, parts of Michigan, you are with us at noon. Right now it's noon. Some of you may be on your lunch break and joining in with us for Soul Liberation Station. If you're in Chicago and you're in the Eastern time zone, if you're in Texas, you're in the Central time zone. For those in Texas and Chicago, we welcome you at this 11 o'clock hour. And those that might be joining us right here from Zimbabwe, it's 6 p.m. in the evening, and I'm amazed how quick the sun goes down after 6 o'clock. So we welcome you. We welcome you, and we are doing all we can to grow this audience and to bridge the gap for developing linkage between those of us who are here on the continent and those there in America and other parts of the world. We want Soul Liberation Station to be that link. And of course, you know the purpose of Soul Liberation Station is to heal, empower, and inform the Black community. And we are now in our 7th year of Soul Liberation. And thankful for that. And we're going to continue to do the show and grow it, and certainly with your support, with your help, and with your encouragement. It goes on and on and on. And I'm so thankful that we have this opportunity, this privilege to share this precious time together and do this show together. And I am thankful that we are able to engage in this particular conversation. And one more thing before we get into this conversation, I want to acknowledge and really dedicate the show to a young man. This young man watched the Liberation Station and appreciated what we were sharing. And he also hoped to visit Africa at some point. his name is Josh Watson. Josh Watson. Oh, come to Africa. I did. And I'm going to take this with me everywhere I go. And today's show is dedicated to this young man who was an encouragement to so many people. We want to take this time to acknowledge him and to say that we are dedicating our show today to Josh Watson from the Indiana area. And we'll bring his name up again as we go through the show. We welcome you to join us for a conversation. If you want to make a comment on Facebook Live, we welcome you to do that. If you want to call in, oh, I'm sorry. No, you can't call in this time. I didn't set that up this time. So you can't call in unless you want to call on this and text me, and I'll see if we can make that happen. You can join us on YouTube. You can talk with us there. And you can join us on Zoom. That's really the best way. If you join us on Zoom, then that way we can see you and we can hear you all the way from wherever you link and share your comments across the world. So I'm glad to say that we have as our guest Liberator, both born and raised in Zimbabwe, and have so wonderfully and graciously opened their home to me and to us, especially so that we can share this time together. And they are doing all they can to fatten me up. I'm told I'm too slim. And no, but they certainly are helping me to acclimate and to become a part of Zimbabwe and to find my place home here. You have constantly welcomed me home, and I thank you for that. And I'm glad to be home. Thank you. Thank you. So we have with us as our guest liberators, let me tell you, we don't just have anybody as a guest on Soul Liberation Station. We have those people who are actually involved or have been involved in the efforts to heal in so many different ways. So I guess liberators today are the Victor Shinje.
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 Yes.
Okay, Victor Shinje and Grace Shinje. Thank you so much for being with us on Soul Liberation Station.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
All right. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. And again, I'm going to welcome you to send in your comments, your questions as we go. I'm going to try to do my best to monitor and acknowledge them so that we don't miss anybody who wants to share a thought with us as we begin this program. Right now, it is 14 minutes after the hour. So we got another 45 minutes or so to go. And I'm so glad that we have this time together. So we are here in the Hatfield, is that the community
Hatfield, Seba.
suburb, okay,
Right.
of Harare, Zimbabwe. And the Harare and the surrounding area has a population of about how many people?
Oh, we have never done population around that field.
Okay. Because what I'm told is that there are more than 1 million people in the proper area of Harare and 3 million when you count the suburb. Would that be almost about right?
Yeah, I think we could be right. That there are maybe more than 1 million.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are coming into Harare for business.
Gotcha.
So we have lots of people.
Yes.
But Hatfield is not very big.
Okay.
It's not heavily populated.
Yeah.
Few families. Yeah.
And just to give a little perspective, you pointed out something to me the other day, or yesterday, I thought was interesting, that the Queen of England had a home here that she would live in when she would come to visit Zimbabwe.
Yes, the castle.
The castle. It's not even 5 minutes from here.
No, it's right here.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Along Chirimba Road.
To Rumba Road.
Right.
So if I go in and decide I'm going to spend the night there, will they deal with me roughly?
I'm sure they will allow you.
It has been bought
Mhm.
by Professor Samkan.
Okay.
He was in America for a long time,
Mhm.
and he happened to get married.
Mm. Okay.
in African American, I've never seen it.
Okay. So they what they are doing is what people call living large, right here in Zimbabwe. So what I want to talk about today is uh, African culture and a tradition, right? There's traditional things that you do, and I've long said that part of the problem with Black folk in America is we've lost our sense of shared value. And that's what traditions are. That's what culture is. It's shared values. Everyone understands. Like, for example, if you go back 50 years ago in America, it was understood that the children will respect the elders, wanted the children to do well and to even do better than them. And they also understood that the children would care for them. First time I came to Zimbabwe in 1999, I'll never forget the major controversy in this country was that a senior citizen was opening in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
It was a major controversy here in this country. Why was that such a big deal?
I think what's
And please
happening.
talk loud, 'cause this is only for YouTube and these devices over here. So,
What's happening is young people who are supposed to take care of elders
right.
are moving out of the country.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what's convincing them to do that, but then it leaves the elderly people alone.
Right.
And those young people notice that in the United States, parents are put in nursing homes,
Right.
and they look after them through nursing homes, maybe to take care of them so that they don't get hurt, they have something to eat. But it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a
And it's
shame.
been 24 years since my first visit. Since that time, how has progressed? Has it become more popular to put elders in the senior citizen home, or how
Yeah,
is
it's happening all the time now.
It is happening, but not so rapidly, because the those who have their children here really would like to take care of their parents
Yeah.
who are old,
Mhm.
unless that parent is ill
Mhm.
or has got a disease
Mhm.
like dementia
Okay.
and the what is the other dementia,
Alzheimer's
Alzheimer's.
disease.
Yes. Alzheimer's.
then they can allow their
Mhm.
father, mother, grandfather to go to a home
I see.
For professional
Mhm.
help,
help.
Right.
because they don't know how to take care of
Understand.
them.
Yeah.
And Alzheimer's
Mhm.
and dementia are new diseases. We
Right.
never used to have that.
Yeah. That's
So
interesting.
yeah,
What do you think? What do you think contributes to that? And I know both of you are well-learned nutritionists.
nutritionists.
All right.
Yes,
And do you think that there's a nutritional aspect
to it.
to Alzheimer's and other diseases we see in
Yes,
practice? Like,
Yes.
mainly caused by sugar,
okay.
meat,
Mhm.
milk,
And refined foods,
refined
foods, less vegetables.
Right.
because we never,
Mhm.
when we were in the rural area, we never experienced such diseases,
Mhm.
but because of Western food,
Yeah.
Which are refined,
which are refined.
deficient in nutrients.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mentioned the other day that Africa was not as heavily impacted by COVID
Mhm.
as the European parts of the world were, especially America.
Yeah,
And
that's
Black
right.
folks were heavily impacted by COVID,
Mhm.
but not, I mean, they were as in America.
United
And we
States,
believe
yes.
that's based on nutrition also.
Yes.
that when this disease ravaged people,
Yeah.
most European countries like Britain, America, they thought the Africans were going to be hit hard.
Yeah.
by this,
I remember that.
but they were surprised.
Yeah.
Why? We have tried
Mhm.
when people were told that this disease is here, they started going on herbs.
Mhm.
Have always been used traditionally.
Mhm.
They are known, like there is a cough, everybody knows the herbs to use. The name of one popular one is Zumbani.
Zumbani. And now it is even sold
Wow.
in the United States.
Yes, here, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It is even sold in Canada because I was in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the shops. And the children or our sons and daughters who come here and go back, they go and they buy it.
From here.
And they
Zumbani.
Yes, when it
Zumbani.
rains.
So now you know,
Yeah.
if you find yourself with COVID,
Yes.
you can take Zumbani. Zumbani.
Zumbani.
Yes.
as a tea.
As a tea. And it will help you and heal you. Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay, right on. All right. I noticed something yesterday. When the young lady was here with your other relative, and she came in and she brought some fruit.
Right.
I noticed that she got on her knees to serve the fruit to the elders. Was she on punishment or something? Why did she have to get on her knees?
That's
No.
not a punishment.
Okay.
That is a habit
Mhm.
that we respect
Mhm.
our elders.
Yes.
When you give something to a parent, will thank you and you will clap hands. If it is men, you will do this hold on.
That's what we women do. Peter.
Now, see, you bring in two interesting things there. One, the fact that the young, and you used the word there, did you say habit? Or was it a tough other thing?
Yeah,
It's part of the culture.
Yeah, part of the
Kneel
culture.
down.
To do that,
Yes.
to kneel down. Do
Yes.
they feel demeaned by that?
No, they don't.
Yeah, and that's what I thought.
If they don't
And
do
I-
it, it's like, where are they coming from?
Right. Mhm.
They are not from here.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't recall ever of that in the African American culture, but I did observe this when I was here 11 years ago. And I saw the same thing in the home we visited, and seemingly with some appreciation or joy to serve the elders.
It's not just the girls, even the young
Good.
they kneel on one knee.
One knee.
Even
The
two
men do one knee and the girls do two knees.
Two knees.
Gotcha.
And they greet the elders before they sit down.
Right.
And when they sit down, they haven't finished greeting
Mhm.
yet. They keep quiet for a little bit, and then the elders recognize that, yes, this is the moment to
Right.
talk to each other. They don't interact.
Okay.
So that's when they start
Mhm.
clapping their hands, the men, and then they bring acts that they can talk about.
And I'm sure that there are cultural traditions that are the same or similar across the continent of Africa. But what I did know, again, I'm observing things, is that here in Zimbabwe, the culture for Shona may be slightly different from the other many cultures that are here in Zimbabwe.
yes, it is like that. If you go to Manipal,
Mhm.
they have a different culture of greeting.
And Manika land is where I'll be at the Otara, very close to Mozambique.
Yes. They have a culture of receiving their visitors and greeting their visitors right manner.
Okay.
If you go to Togo,
Mhm.
which is Mashonaland East, if you get in before
Say anything.
anything to you, they give you water
Ah,
to drink
interesting.
because
You're coming from far.
you are coming from
Maybe
far
you are thirsty.
and you are perhaps it is a hot area.
Mhm.
So they give you water first, and
Okay.
then they will treat you, and you start conversing or talking.
Right.
And you go to Binga, they have a different culture.
Mhm.
You go to Matebele, they have a different culture of greeting and respecting their elders. You go to Masingo,
Mhm.
they have their way of greeting, and you go to Chipinge, Chimanimani,
Mhm.
It's different.
it's different.
Mhm.
You hear them saying, Uswa, meaning it's something different.
Okay.
Yet in Manicaland, Uswa is grass.
But you know, one thing I appreciate is that so many Zimbabweans that I encounter, you know, in the store, on the streets, in the hotel, wherever, most of them speak a little English, if not a lot.
A lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot. People have, like, when someone hasn't gone much with their education,
Right.
at least they have completed elementary school.
Mhm. I see.
And when you speak to them, they may not be able to speak fluently, but they understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
they
get that
understand.
impression in
Yeah.
Georgia. I probably only encountered maybe 3 people who really didn't seem to understand what I was saying.
Yeah.
But the many, and we have as our guest liberators, Mama Grace Shinje, okay,
Yes.
and Baba Victor Shinje, and Baba Victor has for a long time been a grower in this area and even provided to some of the grocery stores in the area. But he's more, I think, more known for being an educator and as a headmaster of a school, Sister Grace and I attended seminary together in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Gammon Theological Seminary, which is a part of the Interdenominational Theological Center Church. And both of them bring so much to the people into the community, and they give so much. And they're trying to give to you now, trying to give to us. And so it would be a shame if you all don't ask more questions here. Uh, and so we invite you to do that. You can text it in to us here on Facebook Live. I don't see anybody streaming with us on Zoom, which is fine. And nobody, we want to hear from you right now, 30 minutes after the hour. We want to hear your comments, your questions. And somebody already asked the question. Martha in Indianapolis asked the question to make the tea, or where do you get what you need to make the tea out? So if she was to go to a health food store or somewhere to get what's the name of the tea and how could she find it?
Zumbani is the name. ZZU.
Mhm.
M for Mary, B for boy, A for Anna, N for Nancy, I for King.
Okay.
Zumbani, that's the name of the tea you get from the health food shops.
Okay.
I'm sure it's expensive out there.
Mhm.
Fortunately, here we have it free. If you can come visit with us, we'll
Alright.
spoil you with it.
All right. So if you're in Indianapolis, you might go to the Good Life or one of the other shops there. If you're in Atlanta, there are several really Afrocentric health food and herbal stores that you may be able to find it at. Maybe you can go online and see if you can find the source there. But we want to remain healthy. And thank you so much, Sister Martha, for that question. Uh,
Before you get another question,
mhm.
besides Mbani, we also have Muringa.
Okay.
grow moringa here,
Mhm.
and most of the trees grow naturally
Mhm.
and organically.
Mhm.
Here, I have planted 3
Trees
Mhm.
of moringa.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm sure if you go on YouTube, it is very helping a lot of whites
Mhm.
in America
All right.
who have arthritis,
Mhm.
High blood
high
pressure,
blood pressure,
Mhm.
sugar,
sugar
diabetes.
diabetes.
Right.
It is helping. And we are going to Butare.
Mhm.
Before you get to Butare, we have an area that is called Makoni,
Okay.
and they also have Makoni tea,
Mhm.
which is a bush which grows
Natural.
naturally, and they get
Harvest the leaves for tea.
Okay.
just as they harvest the rooibos
Okay.
in Cape Town.
Sister Zena is with us in Atlanta, and she wanted to know what the YouTube today's show. I believe I have a link that you can click into, and then you have to ask, but then you have to go into, um, like my video. I think that's the way you find it. And I know people have found it, so I know it's finding it. So I would encourage you to go ahead and click onto that link in my Facebook page for YouTube, and kind of find the place where it asks for, or rather shows videos, and it should be the video for this date, for this moment. It may even say live on it. I'm not sure, but that's my understanding. So you can try that. And again, you can also join us on Zoom if that's it. And I'm curious to know if anybody's tried to get with us on Zoom, if you ran into any problem. Now, I want to say this because Sister Zena in Atlanta, Georgia, also said that you look like John Amos. Do you know John? You know John Amos? He's the actor. There was a television show, very popular show called Good Times. And John Amos, did you ever see the film Coming to America, the Eddie Murphy?
Oh yes, yes, I
He
remember
was
that one.
he was the one who was the father who owned the McDowell's. She said, that's between you and Zane. She said,
We need to check the DNA.
all right. But one of the interesting things about being here is I run into so many people who look like people I know at home. I run into, and I say in my head, that's so and so, that's so and so.
Yes.
I see it all there.
Amazing.
Yes. All right. We have a lot of people with us on Facebook Live, and hoping that others will join us. Zoom. I'm going to see some faces, so please try us on Zoom if you can. Zoom link is right there on the Facebook page. Uh, and I'm trying to scroll through all the comments. There are many of them. I'm looking for ones that are actual questions. Let me just with a group of us who came to Zimbabwe 11 years ago. She says hi. Sister Martha Bond said hi, and she also asked a question. And my brother Philip and several others are watching. Sister Tamara, Reading Good is watching. Sister Darlene Moore is watching from South Carolina. Or no, she's in Louisiana, I think. Sister Michelle Hurley is from, I believe she's in either Louisiana or Georgia also. Um, let's see, who am I missing? Brother Donald Watts, I'm not sure where he's watching from. Sister Dina from Atlanta, Georgia. Sister Gloria Kendrick Williams from Indianapolis. Pastor Bruce Farr, my good friend from Indianapolis. Sister Cynthia Carter watching us from Chicago, Illinois. Sister Leslie watching us again from Indianapolis. And Dr. Edward Cheney, my brother in ministry and or Omega Psi Phi, is watching us from the what is that? Las Vegas area, Nevada, watching us from Las Vegas, Nevada area. I believe that's where you still are. And Leslie, I think I said her from Indianapolis. Jean Overbay, I believe from Indianapolis, if I remember correctly. Denise Carter, I can't remember where from. And my brother Philip from Chicago, the Chicago area. We thank all of you all for being with us on Facebook Live and sharing this precious time with us. Right now, it is 38 minutes after the hour. I want to hear more questions and comments from you. Um, and Sister Martha asked the question, what did you say? What was it that was said about diabetes? I think you were referring to some herb that we can take. That was,
Moringa, moringa actually, if you take it as tea regularly, you give yourself 2 weeks, give yourself a month,
Mm.
you will notice that your diabetes, your blood pressure goes down.
Mhm.
Um,
Arthritis.
arthritis.
Okay.
We had people with fingers that are caling and not straightening, taking moringa as tea, and they're getting back to normal.
Mhm.
Sugar diabetes as well.
Right.
Sugar is getting balanced
Mhm.
from high sugar in the blood
Okay.
to normal, a balanced normal. So
Well, because I know mixing this with the concept of tradition, in Nigeria, it is common for the men, if they go to visit other men, to bring kola nut to them. Is there anything in kola nut, or is there anything similar traditionally like that in Zimbabwe among some?
Yes, we have a good ten deserves another,
Good term deserves another.
which is Kandilo Kanoenda.
All right.
Kandilo Kanoenda Kunopapa. If I give you in a bowl,
Mm-hmm.
in a basket,
it won't retain.
I want you to return it
Hmm.
with something.
Okay.
It's embarrassing to
Mm-hmm.
send a plate empty when you bought something.
For
Interesting.
Yes.
I need to know more about this.
Yeah.
I've been sending a lot of plates back empty, so I need to know about this.
When you give, you don't lose. You
Okay.
pay.
yeah.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful. But the interesting thing about the kola nut that they share, and again, this is generally among the men, it is supposed to have the ability to cause the man to be more, well, have stronger heart, brain, stronger brain, with his memory, and also help him sexually, to make him strong in that regard. And so that's a common kind of tradition in visiting the men.
Yeah.
They would
Actually, if you look at the health benefits of kola nut,
Mhm.
there are many.
Mm.
Yeah, there are many.
You
I went to school in Sierra Leone.
Mhm.
In Sierra Leone, people, even malaria, which affects people who are coming from other places, who get very sick. They don't suffer from malaria.
Mm.
It's like they just drink those things
Mhm.
and they get back to normal without going to hospital.
Okay.
So they are medicinal. They
Yeah.
have medicinal properties.
All right.
Yeah.
It's about 42 minutes after the hour. This is Soul Liberation Station. My name is James Anike. I'm the host of this show. Our guest liberators today, Brother Victor and Sister Grace Chingada. I'm sorry, Shinjay. And they're sharing so many wonderful things with us about culture and about, as you can see, about health and about nutrition. And so we're learning a lot. And I do have a couple of questions. Brother Philip, my brother from Chicago, asked the question, do you have any desire to move?
It's for over 15 years, I think 18. I realized that coming back home is very liberating.
Mm.
It's you just settle in gently.
Mm.
No one looks at you and say, "Where are you from?" They don't care. They just think you're one of them. So, like you, when you came to church with us,
Mhm.
they were saying, "How come your brother doesn't speak Shona, which is a local language?"
Right.
Because they don't see you different from.
Mhm.
And you'll be very comfortable wherever you are because you are home.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyone that's coming, actually, I've noticed that Zimbabweans are very welcoming. They are very warm. They want to make you feel welcome.
Mhm.
It's the culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
you like to add anything to that real quick? Probably.
Sure, I have been to America twice,
Mhm.
and each time when you go to the mall, you are not safe because guns are everywhere. Unlike in
Mhm.
Zimbabwe, if you are found with a gun without a proper license,
Mhm.
you are arrested,
Mhm.
and the gun is confiscated from you.
All right.
So in America, when you move, your heart
Mhm.
is really hanging in the air.
I
You
can
don't know
imagine.
whether you are going to get home or not.
Right. And I noticed that very few police officers here, any police officers have guns. I noticed some of the military have, I saw some military with weapons, but the police don't carry guns.
No.
Okay. And there are no shootings here. There are not a lot of
No,
shootings.
yeah,
Yeah.
you are not allowed.
Okay. All right.
But in your country, it is terrible. I went as far as where the country that is near the desert. What is it?
You have
New Mexico.
okay.
I went as far as New Mexico.
Mhm.
I went as far as Oregon,
Mhm.
Washington State,
Mhm.
and Seattle,
Mhm.
right up there, then Canada,
Mhm.
Canada twice, America twice,
Mhm.
Britain 3 times.
Mhm.
You are free when you are in Canada,
Mhm.
and in Britain. I don't know what is going wrong with the Americans.
Mhm.
They allow their people
Yeah.
to move.
And the bad thing is it's not getting better, it's getting worse.
A boy 18 years old, 16 years old,
Mhm.
carries a gun. I don't know.
You in Texas have outlawed the process of getting a permit to carry a weapon. They have outlawed getting a permit. So you can now get a gun without going through the process of getting a permit and then doing a background check.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
And they complain about the shootings and everything like that,
Yeah.
and then go right ahead and put a law like that
That's
in
sad.
place. Here are a couple more questions. Mr. Martha asked a question. She said, "Can you spell the name of the tea for diabetes? You can spell that one.
Moringa. M.
they are using MO.
Moringa. 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 N for Nancy. G for George. A for Anna.
All right.
Moringa.
But in here, you call
Moringa.
Moringa, because all our Shona, most of the Shona names of trees start with Mu
Okay.
in singular, and in plural, me. If you have more than 2 trees, you call them Miringa.
Mhm.
One Moringa. But as I was reading this morning about Moringa, about making a vegetable for Moringa,
Mhm.
I saw Moringa.
Mhm.
M-O.
Oh, gotcha. Now let's shift the question just a little bit. Again, we're talking about tradition, talking about culture. What is the approach? What is the cultural approach to courting, to dating, to those kinds of things?
That's interesting. In the past,
Because I'm a single fellow, so I got to ask.
if I am a father and I want to choose a girl for my son, my son, you could go to the people who you know and facilitate
Mhm.
their making, becoming in future
Mhm.
marriage. And it was really organized
Okay.
by the parents. I think
You'd go to their friends.
Is that still the culture or is that different now?
Now because of Western culture, it is different, right?
How's it changed?
It is changing because uh, when the white man came, he brought his new
Okay.
ideas, and the schools were open, and he go to school, meet girls there, and you propose to one another, and then the girl, if you are at the point of wanting to marry, the girl will visit the boy's family, accompanied by another relative.
Like an aunt,
Okay.
the sister of their father is the one that will facilitate. It's like the aunt is also kind
So
of like
mother figure.
not mother figure. Yeah, so you are coming to her aunt and letting her know that you are interested. They will find out. The aunt will go to the brother to let them know there is someone who is interested.
So this is still pretty much the way it is now, that part of it.
Yes.
Now, the interesting contrast is, I don't know if you know this, that in America, the majority of couples that get together now are through the internet.
Oh,
The majority of couples
wow.
that get together now
Oh,
meet through the internet.
wow. Wow.
So how is that? Is that a part of the reality here? That couples who get together here through the internet?
No, but when Grace was in America, he told me of a man who got in love with a lady who was in Mexico.
Oh, okay,
The
yeah.
truth explained.
This guy met someone on the internet, fell in love with them, and felt very comfortable. Actually intending to leave United States to go to Mexico. Um, and he was madly in love, and he divorced his wife before he even met the other.
Wow.
And then things just happened, and then they didn't get to meet, and the divorce was finalized. His marriage collapsed.
Wow.
It didn't get to Mexico. So it's not a safe way to meet someone. It's, I think, meeting people like through friends or through, let's say, friends of ours would be the best to start. We have friends. Someone would come to us and say, "How do I'm interested in their daughter. How do I go about it?"
Right. Yeah, that's a big difference from America.
Today or about some time back, there are two types of marriage. If
Eloping,
she could just
run away.
run away from the parents and going to stay with the husband
Right.
without the permission of the parents. That one,
But they don't keep quiet.
they are afraid that if their daughter or whatever, if the other is hungry or they don't have the enough aunt, it will be organized properly. The auntie will accompany the girl with a number of food. This will be done by the aunt.
Right.
Ending,
And that's consistent.
yeah,
Throughout much of
that she will be handed to the boyfriend and the parents, and they will accept them. They will ululate, and they will sing,
Right.
night,
Mhm.
and they will sleep there.
Mhm.
The following morning,
Right.
to show that their daughter
Mhm.
was trained,
Mhm.
they will the yard
Mhm.
and clean everything and cook
Mhm.
food for the people,
Yeah.
feed them, and then Tete and those who have accompanied their daughter will go and live
Mhm.
uh, and live here there.
Mhm.
And if there are both of them would then stay, she would stay, and if the boyfriend or is well to do, they will then organize a white
Okay.
wedding.
Let me see. We got we'll go about another 5 minutes, so we go a little bit past the hour. Sister Pat in Indianapolis asked the question, what is the divorce rate here? What is the divorce? It's more than 50% divorce, and then you probably have another percentage, probably close to 15 to 20% that are separated. And so we're talking about up to 65 to 75% separation, physically separate. And you got people, of course, who are living in the same home, but he lives on that side of the house, he lives on that side, those kinds of arrangements. But so in comparison,
What is happening
Mhm.
in most cases, we don't really have a percentage, but it is on the rise.
Okay.
But what is really astonishing is that our daughters
Mhm.
and our sons who are going to America, Canada,
Mhm.
the rate of divorce is
That's it.
High when
high
they live.
when they are there.
Mhm.
But here,
Here,
it's
Right.
it's
And-
rare because of the support.
Exactly.
From
The community has a way of strengthening the relationship. In Africa. In America, the community may, in a lot of ways, be the one to get in the way of the relationship. Girl, you shouldn't take that. You should do this. And you should, bro, you know your woman be a such. All these kinds of conversations, and for different reasons.
I also think that, like mothers with married daughters or married sons,
Mhm.
help out with the children a
Yes.
lot,
Mhm.
so that their sons or daughters can work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Our daughters and our sons are all out.
Mhm.
We really miss the opportunity of being grandparents with these little ones
Right.
running around.
Mhm.
Our grandchildren visited us this August.
Mhm.
They were crying the time they were leaving, and they continued to cry. And they said, "Come on,
Right.
please."
But I want to make sure we make this clear because there are a lot of people who are watching this. Now, I want y'all to know that's not an invitation for you to send your grandchildren to Zimbabwe. I want to make that clear. So don't get any ideas that you can send them here and have them cared for. This
no,
great
they must send them to Zimbabwe and learn a better culture.
Exactly, that's good.
Yeah.
That if they, two of them come here,
Mhm.
they won't divorce
Yeah,
because
and that's part of what's missing. 50 years ago in the black community, that we had that. The men the way to correct the young men. Some things young men couldn't get away with. Violence towards their women, for example. One man would challenge another man about him treating his wife that way.
Right.
Anybody, even he or her, doing anything outside of the relationship, they would say, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
You have a good. Don't mess that up. Don't do that. Don't do that."
exactly.
But now there's not that kind of correction
Pray for
in
yourself.
the relationship. Yeah.
Sad.
It is. It is. It is one. I'm sorry. We're at the top of the hour. We're gonna go another couple of minutes. Again, my name is James Anike. This is Soul Liberation Radio. We're here with the Shinjays here in Hetfield, which is a suburb of Harare, which is in Zimbabwe, and heal, empower, and inform the Black community. And as you can see, we don't have enough time for all that we could say and share in this particular show. But we'll continue to share and bring relevant questions and information. So the question I'll ask you, any final thing you want to make sure those who are with us, and I believe the vast majority of this audience are those in America, what is your message of, what is the one thing, and I want each of you to answer, what is the one thing that you think can be implemented among African people in America that will, a cultural trend, I'm saying a tradition that will enhance their life? What you identify as the number one thing that you will want to do?
Answer.
Hello.
That one.
So, why don't you answer, or you want to answer the question?
Yeah.
Why don't you answer the question, the other answer the door?
Right.
My advice to Zimbabweans who are out there, I encourage them to maintain our culture.
Well, what about African Americans who are there? What is it that they
African
can?
Americans who are there work together,
Okay, unity.
don't not look up, down upon Zimbabweans who are there, so that they can learn some of our culture.
So it sounds like what you're saying is connect to African people there and learn some of the values and traditions from African people directly.
And those who went there and had their parents as slaves,
Right.
and they are still there, we encourage them to come and visit us.
Yes.
Like Reverend Dr. James Anike is doing, this is his third visit to Zimbabwe. We would like to see many of them coming home.
We are prepared to host.
All right.
Yeah, we are prepared to host any that would like to come. We give them the opportunity to learn. I know in the United States there's so much stress. I'm sure you are experiencing a downtime kind of
Well,
situation.
I'm a stress-free kind of guy, though, so
Right.
I don't let things bother me like many people probably.
Right.
A lot of people will tell you that.
Yeah, I think visiting the continent is the way to go.
Now, what is the one thing, one tradition that you would encourage African Americans to implement in their lives that will make their life better?
You know, when I was in Atlanta, dealing with the homeless people, I was talking about visiting their families, not staying where they are and just sink in depression. Visit and open yourself, be vulnerable to your family. It allows you to heal.
So are you saying a family that has family members that are homeless?
Yeah, let them come home and visit.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that helps a lot because the guy I spoke to was angry. He was mad that I mentioned visiting their home. But later on, he came and said, that really helped me to heal. He even married a member of our church.
Okay.
Our lay leader was married by a homeless.
Wow. Interesting.
Because of the support that we were giving them at church as Black people.
Yes.
They were able to reconnect with their own family because of what we were talking about, that is the most beautiful thing to connect with family.
Well, I'm thankful that you all have allowed me to connect with family, helping me to find my way here in Zimbabwe this year, more than I can imagine. And let me say these two things. I can't for those of you who supported, you know, my relocation. Many of you bought books. Many of you published your books. Some of you just gave contributions. Uh, and I mean, I can't thank you enough. And I'm also equally, if not more, thankful for those of you who have lifted up prayers and gave words of encouragement, right? You know, these things are the things that made it possible. But your work is not done. So I want to encourage you to continue to support, to give if you can. You can still use the same means that you used before I left. You can use Cash App. You can use you can use Cash App. You can use PayPal. And you can use Zelle. And if you need to do it another way, just get in touch with me. We can figure out a way to make it happen. Because there's several things that I still need to do, you know, in allowing myself to be set and settled well here. And so we want to continue to do that. I prefer to really, well, let me say it out, whatever you want to do, small or large. And I'm strongly encouraging those of you who I've talked to who said you had books that you want to publish. Let's reach out and make the connection and make those books happen sooner than later. One, because we can get your books quickly, and two, we can use those funds as quickly as possible. So again, thank you so much. The Shinjay, I feel like I'm still saying it wrong. Shinjay family for allowing me to be family and sharing this time, also allowing all of us to be family. Thank you who have joined us on YouTube. Those of you who have joined us here on Facebook Live, thank you for all of your encouraging words and your questions. And again, we've also dedicated this show to Josh Watson, a young man who desired to come to Africa, but made transition past before he could do it. And so we are honoring him. And maybe some other young person who is still with us will be encouraged, and maybe even some of us older and say, "Hey, I need to do this. I need to plant my feet, or at least place my feet on African soil at some point in my life." And I promise you, you will be enriched. And so I want to encourage you to do that. I thank you so much for being with us on Soul Liberation Station. Right now, we are 6 hours ahead of you who are in the Eastern time zone. 5 hours ahead of you who are in the Central time zone. And you all know the other time zones behind that. And so it is, as I said, at 6 o'clock, it gets late. The sun goes down roughly at about 6 o'clock. And you all are just at noontime. And for those of you many who are listening to us right now. So there's a big time difference, and I'm learning to adjust to it. For those of you who are in Omega Psi Phi, believe it or not, I'm going to be in the chapter meeting tonight. It'll be 7 o'clock in the evening for you, but 1 o'clock in the morning for us. And I'm gonna be in my chapter meeting until I get established in the 13th chapter. All right, so thank you for your time. If you want to continue to send questions to me on Facebook, I'll do the best I can to answer those questions. And we'll be back again next Friday evening, next Friday afternoon for Soul Liberation Station. Thanks so much for being with us. May the Most High continue to bless you and keep you as we continue to heal, empower, and inform the Black community together.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Spend time together.
Bless you.
Bless you.